Hey everyone, welcome back. If you own a business in Texas or you're thinking about forming one, you need to understand the franchise tax. A lot of business owners run into problems with this tax simply because they didn't know it existed. So let's cover the basics. The Texas franchise tax is a tax on businesses that operate in Texas. Despite the name, it has nothing to do with owning a franchise. It's sometimes called the margin tax because it's based on your business's margin, which is essentially your revenue minus certain deduction. So who has to file? Almost every business entity in Texas. That means LLCs, corporations, limited partnerships, professional associations, business trusts, and most other entities formed or registered to do business in Texas have a filing obligation each year. Sole proprietorships and general partnerships owned entirely by natural persons are generally exempt, but just about every other business structure is on the hook. Now here's where the confusion starts. Texas has a no tax due threshold. If your total revenue falls below that threshold, you don't owe any franchise tax, but you still have to file the report. That distinction trips up thousands of businesses every year. They assume that because they don't owe any money, they don't have to file anything. That's wrong, and the consequences of not filing can be severe. When is it due? The franchise tax report is typically due on May 15th of each year. It covers the prior year's business activity. If you miss that deadline, penalties and interest start accruing. And what happens if you don't file? First, you'll get notices from the Comptroller. Then penalties accumulate. And if you continue to ignore the obligation, the Secretary of State can forfeit your business entity. A forfeited entity can enforce contracts, defend lawsuits, or legally conduct business in Texas. We'll cover forfeiture in more detail in another video. The bottom line, though, is this. If you have a business entity in Texas, you almost certainly have a franchise tax filing obligation, even if you owe $0. If you haven't been filing, you need to address that sooner rather than later. So if you have questions about your franchise tax obligations or you've fallen behind on filings, talk to your tax advisor about your specific situation. I'll see you in the next one.